Hello. Yes, I'm Bren and I'm in London in the UK. I'll be succinct. Um, I'm new kid on the block. I've only been meditating for about 6 months. So I've been reading your book, Jon, The Mindfulness for Beginners. And I wonder if you could just speak for a minute or two about number 4, the attitudinal foundation of mindfulness, which is trust, because I find that very, very, very difficult. Like most people, perhaps everybody, I've been let down by people that I've trusted. And I don't even trust myself quite often because I'm liable to speak out of turn and change my mind frequently. So
Yeah.
I wonder if you can offer some advice on trusting.
Well, it's a very profound question, and thank you for asking it. And um, yeah, the question is, well, what is trustworthy?
Mm,
What is worthy of our trust? And how to not betray ourselves, in a certain way, because you said that you often don't feel like you can trust yourself even.
mm,
So there are certain elements that of our experience that we can at least begin to examine in terms of whether they're trustworthy. Uh, and if we start with the body, which is always a good place to start, and I'm not talking about if you have, COVID-19 infection, but a good place to start is with breathing.
mhm,
Can you trust that the next in breath is going to happen?
mm,
Sooner or later, it's not going to happen, even without any COVID-19, which of course hits the respiratory
mm.
system. But for now, if you don't have COVID-19, can you trust that the next in breath will happen? And the answer is, yeah, of course you can right now, right? Because
Mhm,
otherwise you'd be dying on the screen.
mm,
And then if that happens, then can you trust that the breath will go out? Because you can't take another breath in unless there's some release.
mm,
And then can you trust the fact that you are aware of that? This is not a thought. It's not thinking about breathing. It's the actual experiencing of the breath coming in and out of the body. And you can't experience it without awareness in the
mm.
body. So I would ask you, is that trustworthy? Is that someplace you could hang your hat, so to speak, for now and be confident that for now, at least you know that much?
Yes, I can do that, but is that enough
Enough for what?
for me?
Who are you?
I just find it quite difficult to trust. And
Who is
thinking,
it? Let me
I'm
just,
thinking of the present situation. I can't trust my government to do the thing
right.
that is for the well-being of everybody.
That's right. That's right. And I feel the same about my government.
Mm.
But can you trust that you can't trust your government? That's already kind of a place to stand.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Your government is
I
not
can.
going to magically change whether you trust it or not trust it.
Mm,
But
mm,
if you trust you're not trusting your government, then that's a sort of moment of recognition, of insight, of stability that then
mm,
could lead to some kind of at some point or other action, whatever kind. So what we're
mm,
getting at when we talk about trust being a foundation of an attitudinal foundation of mindfulness is you start close to home, start with yourself.
mm,
And are there aspects of yourself that are actually reliable, that are trustworthy, that in your experience, like you can count on yourself?
mm,
And I'll bet there are an awful lot of them when you start to reflect on that. And then it may be that some of your relationships are actually trustworthy. They may be some of your friends or people who love you. they may actually be more trustworthy than you are in certain ways, because they may know you better than you know yourself in certain ways. I certainly feel that
Mm.
at
Mm.
times. And
Mm.
so the question is, can we sort of drill down to where trust is possible? Can you
Mhm.
trust that you're okay in this moment?
Yeah.
And that if you're okay in this moment, that changes the next moment because you're already in some sense at home and at peace. And then
Mm.
that makes the next moment a little bit like more tolerable, if not more creative even. And so it's
Yeah.
like that. We work in that kind of a way. But
Mhm.
when your hackles are raised on the back of your neck, if somebody comes and tries to sell you some bill of goods and you don't immediately, and some people are very good at this. I mean, there's some people
Mhm.
are really extremely skilled at getting inside your head and getting you to trust them when their actual motivation is to completely fleece you. Con artists. They're
Yeah.
not called con artists for nothing. They are truly, it's truly an art form to
Mm.
find the ways that we might be a little bit insecure, wanting to help, or whatever, and they can pick up on that, and it's not trustworthy.
Mm.
So we need to begin to discern what is trustworthy and what isn't. And then on the
Mm.
basis of that, whether it's your government or whether it's my government or whether it's the person, you know, whoever it is,
Mm.
that you sort of find a place where you can stand and be yourself as much as you can be yourself.
Mm.
And what this is inviting you to do is look inwardly enough to ask yourself, is your awareness trustworthy? Is mindfulness,
Mm.
moment to moment, non-reactive, non-judgmental awareness, to whatever degree we can suspend judgment, is that trustworthy? And
Mm.
then see for yourself and let life become your meditation teacher.
Mm.
I don't know if this is too abstract or making sense to
No,
you.
that's helpful. Thank you. Yeah, that is helpful.
And keep it up. It's an ongoing thing. It's not like, oh, all of a sudden you get trustworthy and you're
Yeah.
able to trust. No,
Yeah.
it has to do with discernment. You have to be able to discern who has your interests at heart, who doesn't, whether it's
Mm.
a con artist or whether it's you know, a relative, or whether it's your government.
Mm.
And where trustworthiness lies, and it's absolutely critical to start with yourself, and then to really befriend your body, your breath, your mind,
Mm.
and then to know that
Oh,
the part of you
it's
that
gone.
questions trust, that may not all be because of woundedness or
It's gone.
fear, but that may also be you know, a form of intelligence. And ultimately, awareness would be, um, you can explore whether your awareness is trustworthy. But I will tell you that in my view, since we often don't know what we don't know, we need each other to sometimes mirror back to us what we're missing. And so we need each other to help us find a larger trust in community. And I'm not saying this is easy, but this is an essential part of, I think, where your question's coming from. So thank you for that.